Logan. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, man?
Good. What do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, man. I've been working hard in sales off with the teams lately, and I figure these are just like amazing. This is just amazing technology that I'd like to talk to the listeners about.
Yeah, sweet. I've love to hear about it. I've put my hands on it a little bit, but haven't used it at the level you have. So why don't you just give us a rundown on what it's about, why you love it, what you wish it did, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, CRM, customer relationship management software, has been out forever, it seems, right? You got Salesforce, HubSpot put together a CRM. Then you have kind of the smaller ones like the open source stuff, like a Sugar CRM. Yep. You got kind of the middle of the road and Insightly and these kinds of things.
Yeah. Yep.
What was great about CRM is it brought order to what, when I was back in the car business, people talked about like note cards, right? So notepads, cards, Rolodex, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then what we had like marketing automation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Marketing automation was great. We talk about HubSpot. We don't need to talk about marketing automation today. But what happened was you had CRM, and then you had the ability to start to build workflows like, call this person here, email this person here.
Yep.
Based on time, based on, some pieces of CRM, you could base it off of like they click an email, they click a link in an email, right. They open it.
An event triggers the action, right?
Yeah. But that was really more available in marketing automation, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what we started to see was like people, myself included, back 5-6 years ago, we started to try to use marketing automation tools in our sales game. So
to achieve those goals, yeah.
Exactly. So something that I would do back when I was launching one of my first ventures was, I'd send out a email blast through, say, like a HubSpot, and then I'd look and see who clicked and opened and all that, and then I would call them. And this was a B2C play. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about what I'm really looking for is I want to prioritize the prospects based on engagement. So the problem with all of that is now every channel is super important. It's super easy to engage in that, but there's so much going on online, right? So, you're getting tons of emails. You're getting, there's all these different pieces of software that you can like see if they opened the email, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's table stakes now, right? Mm-hmm. And then, you can log a call, but that wasn't always the same, software as like for instance, like a Yesware or a Mixmax or something like that, like these tools that you could like do email stuff, and then you could automate the email. Then you have like LinkedIn, right? And so the picture I'm trying to paint, before I put that all together, then you have like companies like Owler, which give you all this different data on companies, right?
Yeah, like news and
exactly.
Like that, right? Yeah.
So to be a good salesman or sales rep, especially in the time of like account-based marketing, account-based sales, and this kind of stuff, you really need to be able to put all that together, right? So reps, salespeople, whatever the role, like a BDR or a sales executive, whatever they are, they need to be able to have all that information in front of them.
Yeah.
At the same time. And they need to be able to get some of that competitive intelligence. They need to be able to get some of that information, those nutrients that are going to help power their next outreach or their next conversation.
And prioritize their time too.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, I was testing out a new workflow before we came on this podcast. I made 58 dials in about an hour and 20 minutes, right? not a whole ton of connects. I set 2 appointments. So, that, if you think about like, what does that look like inside of like just a straight CRM, like Salesforce, it would never happen, right? The way that I would do that is I would basically print out the list and then notate what was going on.
Yeah.
And then I would either have myself or an admin basically go into Salesforce and update that.
Well,
so much data gets lost. Then you think about like, all right, I'm going to send an email based on the call that I had. Data is not in the same place when you have an external sort of email automation platform. And then you like talk about like email automation, but that kind of sucks now, right? Because you need to personalize stuff. So like having your templates in one place that you can kind of like do, the 20-80 rule, 20% personalized, 80% template. So if we put all this together, a sales engagement tool is that wonderful sort of a little piece of everything that you need right in front of you that
one
also
place.
has like a workflow. Yeah. And then the last piece is, as a sales leader, you can basically put all of this data together and get a good idea of rep productivity. So
you can see all that's going on, right? Yeah, instead of trying to merge reports, etc.
Yeah. And then finally, like, so our Sales Loft is on top of a Salesforce instance. By the way, this is not a sponsored
we don't have any sponsors. Yeah.
No, we don't have any sponsors, but I love Sales Loft. Sales Loft has done a great job. For a lot of different reasons, so like deeply technical reasons. And also it's just like I log into Sales Loft, or my reps log into Sales Loft, and they know exactly what they're doing, and it's beautiful. So it's like fun to play with.
Yeah. And I don't spend a lot of time in there, but I like going in occasionally, see what's going on for us, different clients. It's easy. Yeah,
exactly.
You get a snapshot real quick of what's going on. Yeah,
exactly. And then the cool thing is, from a Salesforce administrator standpoint, the sales engagement tools sit on top of the CRM. So you can pipe the data in. So like gone are the days of like the sales guy just completely destroying a record, right? Mangling it.
Yeah.
And like the response is like always, I mean, even with very senior people who know what like not to do, it's always like, well, I don't have time, like make it easy. And so,
right. Or like I have a deal that can close right now. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. So get out of my way. Right. Or I'm going to just be moved too quick and make mistakes, and you have to be okay with it because I'm trying to close the deal.
Yeah, exactly. And so, the sales engagement tool, you can kind of like make it as one way as you need to, where activity is getting recorded, but like if somebody just completely destroys a record, like messes up the last name and then, saves it, it's not going into the single source of truth. So I love that piece where you can really kind of empower a rep to like, all right, you're going to do your thing, and you're going to be kind of in your little silo, and I'm only going to suck the information I need out of that into Salesforce.
Hey, so I've never managed a sales team. I've sat close to sales teams, right?
Sure.
But I've done a lot of selling on my own. But is that a real big problem? The data integrity and just human error?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
So what's that look like? Just somebody's entering information, or they change it accidentally? Like, what is it most commonly?
Like like little things, right? So it's like the for instance, the person, a sales rep will realize that we have the wrong contact in the CRM, right? So they'll just add another record without noting what's going on in the other one. Or like there's a hyphen in one company name, right?
Yeah.
And an email comes in, like today, for instance, one of our clients, we have outreach going on, there's a person who reaches out to our client because her sort of manager said, you need to reach out to this guy. He can solve our problem.
Mm-hmm.
She's not in SalesLoft, right?
Yeah.
So company had a hyphen in its name, and it was 2 words with a hyphen. But what the rep thought, we have some serious QA sort of checks and balances. What the rep thought was that the company was not in our system because the way that the email was written was that it was a referral.
Got it.
So it was easy to think, oh, this is we write really good content. It's a referral. This company's not in the system, et cetera, right? So it takes, this all happened in 3 minutes, but in an organization that doesn't have like hardcore QA, systems, that's a duplicate company, a duplicate account. And if that is in Salesforce with no workflows, you're pooched, right? Yeah. That sucks because now you've got that company name 2 different ways and you've got 2 different people attached to it. Where if you limit and you kind of like break that off in the sales engagement tool and you limit the amount of data that's flowing back in sort of unchecked, you don't run into these issues as much. So you don't have to like beat on sales reps as much to make sure that everything is like perfect. You can kind of have some tools, and I'm not advocating for lazy salespeople, but I am advocating for like let salespeople do their job, right? And then kind of like manage the fallout if it comes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. So my biggest piece of advice is, if your team is using a CRM, if your sales team is using a CRM, they're probably using the wrong tool. They're probably missing out. And, we have built our stack to be more cost effective than if we were to have everybody using a Salesforce
or like enterprise,
or a any CRM. Just because, the amount of labor it takes to manage that is less, the ROI is far more. And so really, if you're not using a sales engagement tool, I highly recommend looking into it. And I highly recommend looking into SalesLoft Outreach. I've demoed it. It looks great, but SalesLoft does everything we needed to do every time. And when it comes to software, is rare.
Sweet. All right, man. Cool. Well, let's wrap it up. I'm Chris Battis.
And I am Logan Kelly. Thank you, everybody, for listening to our podcast. Have a great day. And please give us a 5-star rating on whatever podcast app you are listening on.
All right. Take care.